Bring your whole self to the podcast.
I was driving home this morning and I was listening to Summer Jam's Chapel
Run.
Yeah. And now it's stuck in my head.
What's
You know, the number one hit. The one that always comes up on... Well, I was listening to a bunch of them.
I feel like they're number one hits right now. Pink Pony Club.
So if I'm looking at her there on Spotify, Good Luck Babe is always the first one. Yeah. Oh, I like Red Wine Supernova too.
Yeah.
And then I listened to Pink Pony Club for the first time and I was like, oh, this is so fun.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically your life story. You were like, I'm going to get out of this small town and move to San Francisco.
Move to the gayest city in the world. The Pink Pony Club.
Yeah. Anyway.
How are you? What did you do yesterday?
Yesterday?
On the weekend.
This weekend?
Yeah. Or maybe you did nothing.
Mostly chilling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, John wrapped up his job on Saturday, so we were just chilling for the past couple days. We watched a lot of TV, and I did a lot of sewing and knitting, and yeah, just hung out, baked.
Ooh, what'd you bake?
I just baked some sourdough, and I also made some sourdough discard cookies that are really, really good.
I've never had a sourdough cookie.
It's pretty, I mean, it tastes, in my opinion, the same as most cookies. It's just like, you can just use some of the discard.
Is it good for your gut health?
I'm
joking.
I don't know. Who knows? Well, it's actually funny because there's this really funny account on Instagram that David and I always make fun of, where she like makes like a new kind of cookie she makes it like a ice cream cookie sandwich every Sunday night, and it's always the same at the beginning. She's like, this Sunday night, I want another ice cream sandwich, and then
that's really annoying.
And she has like a line. She has a line where she's like she'll describe the cookie. She'll be like, and so I made like a strawberry shortcake cookie, like with a layer of vanilla ice cream in the middle. And then she'll always say, and it's made with, what does she say? She always says like, and they're made with sourdough, so they're gut healthy. And she says it like, she says it the exact same way every single time. So they're gut healthy, like a very eye roll emoji. Anyways, I was kind of like, I don't know. I feel like I take issue with the fact that like something that has a bunch of sugar and
I was just gonna
butter.
Say.
Even if it has sourdough discard, I don't think it's like good for your gut still. I mean, it's fine to have as a treat, but I'm like,
yeah, it's nice to have as an added bonus on top of it, but it doesn't make it healthy for you. That's like Carlos. Like, we'll be like, I'll just be like, okay, let's eat healthy. Let's have vegetables tonight, and then it's just like, all right, babe, don't worry, I got this meal down. We're gonna cook something delicious and healthy for you, and then he takes all the vegetables and like coats them in so much oil and then like fries them. And I'm like, you basically just deep fried all the vegetables. And then he's just like, no, babe, it's fine. Gut microbiome diversity. And I'm just like, I think it all goes away when you do this.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Yeah, but I think it's funny when people do that.
Yeah, me too. I mean, just let a treat be a treat. Like, it's okay to have treats. It doesn't need to like be healthy for you in some way.
Yeah. It's like a piece of fucking cake.
Just give me a date with a square of butter.
Oh yeah, that was so funny.
Like,
God, I can't believe that that's what our society has come to. Eliza sent me this video that was like, for the listeners, that was like whenever shortbreads are my favorite treat. But this summer I found my favorite treat, shortbread substitute. And it's literally just a block of like an inch of butter. And this girl like took a date and de-seeded it and then just stuck a thing of butter in the date. And she was just like, shortbread cookie. I'm just, obviously it's not a shortbread cookie.
Yeah, just I love all the comments that are just like so close. I saw like
so close, babe. You're so close, babe. I love how sarcastic they are.
Yeah. Anyway, so close, babe. Just eat a cookie. Just have a cookie. It's okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was my weekend. Lots of baking.
Nice. Cool.
To wrap it up, to bring it back, to sum it up. How was your weekend?
It was Saturday was rough because I worked. Well, I went into work, which was fine. That's what I do every Saturday. But then I went home halfway through the day because, as you know, I got a tetanus shot from the warden cat.
Yeah.
Those of you who are listening, this might be useful for you because I didn't know this. Or my best friend, my other best friend, she got bit by her cat and she ended up getting like super infected and whatever. Anyway, she had to go on like an IV and stuff like that and in the hospital. And then so I was telling, I got bit by my housemate's cat and it drew blood and I was just like, oh, this sucks, but whatever. And then I remembered my friend. I was just like, and how basically the same thing happened to her. It wasn't like a big deal at all. And then it became a big deal very quickly. So I texted her and she was like, you need to go to emergency room right now. And then I was just like, let me call them. So I called the nurse and she was like, yes, go ASAP. And I was like, even if it's not infected right now and it seems fine, they were just like, you need antibiotics now. Anyway, so Friday was a very long day dealing with that. And I got tetanus. So then Saturday I was at work and I got super sick. Mm-hmm. So I came home and passed out. Mm-hmm. And Sunday, honestly, I felt a lot better by Saturday night. And then Sunday, Carlos and I went with our friends, Tim and Phoenix, we went to the Alameda County Fair.
Fun.
It was honestly, did I talk to you about it yet? I can't remember.
No.
Yeah, we went to, they're like, the only thing is we want to be at the horse racing by 1:45. So I was just like, okay. And I was just like, oh, whatever. I'll just sit and watch horses. I didn't think that much of it. But we went and we bet. And on the first round, we bet. And that was super fun. It's like a crazy adrenaline rush because they're like close and stuff. And then we have a friend who is a horse trainer, not for racing, but for like the Olympics or I don't know about the Olympics, but like, tricks and stuff like that. Yeah, for sport. So we were like sending her because there's only like 5 or 6 horses that race in each race. And we're just like, who has the best chance? And so she would tell us like the top. So we would put like, basically initially we each bet like $5 on each horse so that at the end of the day, one of us would win in each race. But then we're like, wait, let's text Kelly because like she's a horse person and she got it right every time. There was one that was literally halfway through the race. We're like, oh, we're so mad at Kelly because we all put like $10 down and this horse was way behind all the other ones. And then the last 3/4 of the race, that horse just went and booked it and it beat all the horses by a long shot. And it was it was crazy. Anyway. So yeah, we did some horse betting. That was super fun. I won back my price of admission. So
there you go.
That was cool. Yeah. But it was a really, really hot day and the chub rub was real. And I was struggling for the last like 2 hours because I think it was like, it must have been like 100 degrees. It was like 88 or 90 degrees when we got there. Mm-hmm. and it just got so hot. But I still had a lot of fun. It was my
That's
first.
great.
It was my first fair, and it felt like such an American thing, especially when we were like horse racing. I felt like Carlos should have like a cow. There were like a bunch of people with cowboy hats. I felt like I should have like my Sunday best on, like a
Yeah,
sun
totally.
dress with like a sun. I felt like I should be in like the 50s or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was that was super funny. It's not anything I would normally do. And before we went, my friend actually that week, she's like been asking me about sewing and stuff, and she was sending me recommendations, and so she replaced her old sewing machine, which was like, I think it was like a hand-me-down. So she got like a new to her, just like a Singer, but she got like the heavy duty one, because I was like, that might be good if you want to do like some thicker like denim and stuff, even just for a simple one. And so I think she went through like a thing on Saturday, and she made like so many things, like scrunchies and
Wow.
what are they called?
Totes?
No, like not hot water, but like a hot beanbag pouch and stuff.
Like a fanny
And she
pack?
yeah, it's like a hot pack for, when you get
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
with rice in it.
Yeah.
I don't know why the name's slipping me. But yeah, she made one of those and a scrunchie and like a pillowcase all in one day, and it was just really cute to like see her makes, and she's really proud of them. So that was really cute.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. And then we came home and I was so tired. So we ordered euros last night, and they probably thought we were crazy, but yeah, we got only tomatoes and onions, and then but they put pickles on them too, which is like fine because I like pickles. And then I made homemade donair sauce, which like Carlos was really skeptical about because he only had donair sauce once in Halifax, so he was just like, I don't know if he was anticipating to that it would like come out good. Anyway, so yeah, we made donair sauce, and we made little homemade donairs last night. Well, sort of.
Yeah.
We had the sauce. We ordered the euros and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was dank.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Speaking of donair, sorry to interrupt. Last week at work we had this potluck, and our intern is vegan. She's awesome. And so she made vegan donairs. Like she made like
seitan. Yeah, seitan is so good. It's super easy to make too.
Yeah,
really good. That makes really good donair substitution.
Yeah, she also sent me the recipe, so I was like, maybe I should make this at some point.
Good.
Yeah, and she
seitan's really easy. Sorry, something fell out there.
Should we talk about some making stuff?
Yeah. Let's do what we came here to do.
Okay, let's do it. So, are we going to start with some stuff that we're working on right now?
Yeah. Do you want to talk about your sweater?
Sure. Let me pull it up. Okay, so I'm knitting a fresh sweater. Also, this sweater has been through it.
Yeah, because you've done the yarn and stuff.
Yes, which actually I think for the fact that it's been yarn, or that it's been frogged, it definitely looks like it's kind of got that ramen noodle look, Yeah.
Yeah.
But it actually looks nice, and it doesn't look bad once it's knit.
Oh yeah, no, I've done that before with sweaters and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so this is what I got so far. This is the first, and it's kind of on the needle, so it's hard to see. But
it's also really hard to see because it's so pixelated on this program that we're using.
Well, hopefully it won't be pixelated.
No, it won't be.
But yeah, so this is I think the pattern is called the Hanko. I think it's Hanko sweater. Basically, it just is like a basic sweater with stripes every so often.
Yeah.
And yeah, I actually had, as you know, another sweater that I'd kind of done like a back, it was a cardigan, so I'd kind of done a back panel and like part of the front panel. But I'm using a lot of like very like multicolored hand dyed yarn that my mom made, and the pattern that I was making before was really lovely, but it was really, there was just a lot going on. It had a lot of colors, and the pattern itself has a lot of textures, so I just felt like with the colors and the textures, it was just like
too many things at once.
Yeah. So yeah, so I got this pattern. It's by like Sari Nordlund, and it's like nice and simple, but I thought it'd be like a nice way to feature some of like the hand dyed yarn that I have. So yeah, I have like basically the vision is like I started splitting all the color into like little balls.
I love that yellow so much.
Yeah. Isn't this so cute?
Yeah.
And yeah, basically each of these balls is like gonna be a stripe on the sweater, and it might change. Like it's definitely gonna change over the stripe, but
yeah,
I just thought it was a nice way to kind of like showcase the hand dyed yarn. So
yeah,
and keep it simple and not use too many colors and too many textures.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I like that. I really like that.
Yeah.
It's like a crossover between like mustard and lime.
Yeah, it has like a little bit of both, I would say. This one does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least that's how it's like coming across.
Yeah.
To me right now. It's pretty.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So that's my big knitting project that I'm working on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you working on, Brianna?
Still finishing these socks. Okay. Here's the thing. It's the season socks. And then, but I had it when we went to Washington. Okay, so here's my finished season sock. I feel like a cooking show. And when you take it out of the oven, it's going to look like this. But yeah, I want to say I got down to like here. And then that's when I realized I was like, oh, the leg of this looks a lot shorter.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that I measured 6 inches for the full leg. On this one, I measured 6 inches for the full leg, but it's actually the entirety of it's supposed to be 6 inches, including the cuff. So I had to backstitch, and I didn't just unravel it because I'm not good at picking stuff back up. So I had to unravel basically from here and back through the keel, which was really annoying to pick up the heel turn.
Yeah.
Stitches, and yeah, I basically had to back up, and now I'm going to knit 3 more inches. I think I only have to do 2 more inches now, but yeah, I have to make the leg 6 inches because it's at about 3 inches when I finished. So yeah, I have to do 2 more inches of this, and I can start the heel again. And yeah, it was kind of a bummer because I was like, first off, I was like, oh, this is why I was like, this is really coming together a lot faster than I thought. And when you were knitting the socks, I was like, wow, Eliza's knitting these so fast.
Yeah.
And that made me realize, how you were knitting so much faster.
So for comparison, I brought mine too.
Yeah. Just a second. The cat wants to come in, and I'm going to let her in. Okay, so you brought the socks.
Yeah, so I brought mine. So for comparison, I feel like I knit mine a lot shorter.
Yeah.
Than you did. Like I think I did it even shorter than the pattern said to do. Because I just wanted like little shorty guys.
Yeah. Those are so cute though.
Through length. Yeah. Mine, I think it's just because of the stitch pattern. Like the bottom seems a lot baggy. Like this part seems a lot baggier than the top half.
Yeah.
Like this. See how like this has some bag?
Yeah, mine's like that too.
Okay, good. I was worried that I like...
Did you block yours yet?
I haven't. I have to get sock blockers, I think. I was just gonna
that's
block them.
what I was wondering if that would go away once they're blocked.
That's what I was kind of thinking too. But I really want to get some. I have some sock blockers, but I think they're a bit small. For my foot size. So I've kind of been waiting to buy sock blockers. So for our listeners, so Brianna visited here last November. Was it November? For American Thanksgiving, right?
American Thanksgiving.
So we went up to like this is
I have to let her do what she wants to do, or she's just gonna
go
be
crazy.
More aggressive in trying to do it.
When Brandon was here for American Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it was the end of November.
Yeah. We went to a little yarn shop in the valley called Tart. And we both picked, well, we were just like looking at the yarn and we both like picked up this yarn and we were like, let's knit socks and like, let's knit the same one at the same time. So we've been so we started them together.
Yeah.
But then life happened.
Well, you finished yours.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. And now that it's the end, or school's kind of done, work's been a little bit more lax, so I've been able to
work on them,
yeah. I think I'm definitely going to finish them by the end of this week.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. I feel like...
I mean, I was on track to finish them when we were in Washington.
Yeah.
But then I realized that I completely screwed them up and they weren't long enough. So, yeah. They totally would have been done if it wasn't for that. So, and it took me way longer to undo the stitches than to like sew them or knit them.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah. When I had to frog my sweater, I literally was like, I had already decided what I wanted to knit instead. And I was like, it's going to take like an hour to frog this. And that could be like an hour I could spend knitting. And I was like so mad. But it was worth it. It was worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, especially because something easy like this, like, you have to pay attention to what like row you're on and stuff, but it is such an easy, quick knit. So I was just like, are you serious? The time that I am undoing this, I could have used to finish it.
To do it.
Anyway.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I have to say, I really like knitting socks with a buddy. And here's why.
Is this your first time making socks with a buddy, or have you done them have you done it with Mel before or something?
Nope. First time making socks with a buddy. But I feel like I definitely have made a lot of one socks. As in like made one of a pair and then like never made the second.
Really?
Yeah. Like I have like probably 3 or 4. Well, like probably 2 socks that I've made in the past where I made like one and never made the other one. But knowing someone else was like also working on them, it's kind of like when you go to like a cafe and like your work
just jumped up behind and I didn't like anticipate.
Tom is
girl. You want to? Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. Anyways, I just feel like knowing someone else is working on the same project as you,
it's really good motivation.
Yeah, like I was like, okay, I know Brianna's still working on these socks, so I need to just like cast on the next one right away and just like keep working on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this is like I wouldn't say this is my first pair of finished socks, but because I finished one other one, I've done other ones that I gave as gifts and stuff, but that was like the first time where I was just like, let's jump right into the second one.
This is my first time measuring my feet for socks because I've made socks plenty of times before, but they always came out like I would wear them and stuff and they would just come out like too small and I'd just be like, I guess I just have weird feet. But then I think this was the first pattern that I actually read to tell you to measure them and stuff. So yeah. So yeah, this is my first time measuring. So these actually, at least the one, the left one that I finished, they fit perfectly.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I feel like it's a good pattern too.
Lots of space.
Yeah, we have another little buddy sock that we want to work on. But we'll wait till you have your first one done.
Buddy sock?
Well, we have another buddy sock project we want to do.
Oh, right, yeah. No, I actually have the yarn for that, like right here.
Do ya?
I look at it every day.
Yeah?
Yeah. Do you want to do this? I always wonder, do you want to do this as the flowers or the white as the flowers?
I've been thinking about this, actually.
I didn't know if you...
I feel like I want to do the white as the flowers.
White as the flowers. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Do we want to talk about the shirt we're going to make?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What shirt are we going to make?
We're going to make the genre shirt together. And actually, my friend Phoenix might hop on this, too.
Oh, really?
She's the new, like, she just started... You know, she's made like a couple things before, but I don't think she's ever made clothes. Anyway, I was showing her what we're going to make, and she was like, oh, it looks so cute. And then, so yesterday when we were hanging out, I was just like, hey, if you want to make this, like, I've never made a shirt together, or I've never made a shirt before either, or I've never made a shirt with like buttonholes and stuff, or like a collar. So that'll be new for me. If you want to hop on the train, you can join us. I was like, maybe you can be a guest for us.
Yes. I love that.
Yeah. I thought that might be a cute idea because she's like very beginner. So like, yeah, that would be fun.
That would be perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So we're going to make the genre shirt together.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of material I want to use. I can't remember what website I was on the other day. But they, you could click on recommended fabrics. I think it was on the Friday Pattern Company.
Okay, yeah.
And it would just say like recommended pattern. And I've never done this before, but they hyperlinked it or something. So I could click on it and then it took you to like a page or two. I think of like, I don't know if it was Blackbirds or Stone Mountain, but it just like it linked you to a store that had everything laid out of recommended fabrics. Nice. I thought that was super cool. But
yeah, that's awesome.
Right now, my eyes are just on wearing a wearable muslin. We're getting a wearable muslin. Can I show you the fabric?
Yeah, let's see it.
Okay. So I think this is my least stretch. It's kind of like a cotton, linen-y. Oh, nice. I don't know. I got this at like a place that it's just like scrap fabric and stuff like that.
I love that.
I really like the color. It's kind of like gray, blue, green. And it's not stretchy at all. So I think I'm going to make the first one with this because I don't work super well with stretchy material. Yeah, but I think this will totally be enough to make a wearable muslin. Toph, do you want it? She's like smelling it. This one, I have a lot of fabric in this. It's much more green, but it's definitely has a bit of stretch. Yeah, I have a lot of fabric with this. Yeah, I don't know. I thought maybe I might have enough to make like matching pair of like shorts or a skirt. Or something. Yeah, this has a little bit of stretch. Also, it doesn't have the name, and I'm not good enough at like looking at fabric and being like, oh, that's a whatever. Unless it's like cotton, because I just know I don't like sewing with 100% cotton. It doesn't drape very well on me. And then I think this is my favorite. It's similar.
I love that color.
Like, kind of stretchy. Yeah, it's like clay.
Very I love that
color.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But this is the one I'm most excited for, so I think I'll save that one for last.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah,
I support that.
Yeah, it's like kind of thick, but it's kind of stretchy. I think it'll drape pretty well.
Nice.
I'm trying to decide if I want to do sleeves or not. I still don't know. I think these ones I'll make them short sleeve.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm also thinking. Well, I can show you my fabrics.
Yeah, I want to see your fabric. I want to make
sleeve or no sleeve. Or
yeah, I want to make like a one with sleeve, but I want it to be more like a silk or like a really thin material. I think these are a little too thick to make with a sleeve and for it to be how I want it to be.
Yeah,
so, yeah
I've also heard that the placket on the sleeve of the genre shirt is really like, a lot of people love the pattern, but they say how to do the how the placket is done on like the sleeve, like where you button up the sleeve, is kind of finicky and kind of hard. So anyways, I feel like if you have a really heavy fabric or a heavier fabric, I feel like it might be hard. Yeah.
All right, sorry, I interrupted you.
That's okay. So yeah, I also have some fabrics. I think I'm gonna do the same thing as you, like do like a wearable muslin. So I have this fabric, which is like,
I'm obsessed with that.
Isn't it cute? Like an olive.
Where'd you get that?
I got this at a swap. Patch Halifax does like a yearly swap on Earth Day, usually.
Oh, I didn't know Patch does swaps. That's nice.
Yeah, they just started. Well, they did it a couple years ago. They've been doing it every year. I didn't go this year, but I have gone the last 2 years, and basically my entire stash is just like stuff I got at the swaps at this point. But yeah, so this is just like I think it's very clearly like I don't know, it's for sure. But I was thinking about doing maybe like a short sleeve genre in this.
Yeah.
But I also have this I also have this fabric, which also came from a swap, but it was like a swap I did with my making buddies. And it's like,
that's fun.
It's like super cobalty.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's also, I think, synthetic, but it feels like nicer than the green one.
Yeah.
So I feel like I would do this one also short sleeve, but like it would be my next wearable muslin. Closer to finished.
That's such a fun blue.
Isn't it cute? I never used to like this kind of blue, but this year it's really,
I think I like that this year people are getting away from like pastels and stuff. I mean, I love pastels, obviously. Like all those colors are very like light. Yeah. But I really I love not the comeback. But yeah, I'm really like the big vibe. Like I think that blue would go really well with like a mustard yellow.
Totally.
Or like a pink.
Or like a lavender.
Yep.
Lavender something.
Yeah.
Anyways, so that's that. And then I have this fabric. One more. So this is gonna be, I think, if I end up making a bunch of genres, this will be my last one. So this is, I think I'll do this one a long sleeve. But basically this is like it's actually called Silky Cotton Lawn. And it's from Black.
Oh, yeah.
But I also got it in a swap. I got it at the patch swap like 2 years ago. So it's like,
I love lawn. I've only bought it once to make that doe and deer dress.
Yeah.
But it stretched. It changed so much when I cut it. I don't know. I don't know how to cut stuff like that yet.
Just because it's like slippiness?
Huh?
Because of the slippiness?
Yeah, I think I got like a twill or like something. I don't know what it was, but it was mixed with lawn, I think. and it just worked so much. I couldn't even pin them together because it wasn't clear I was like, if I clip the lines or if I like put the lines together, like I feel like the chest would be hanging like this or something. Like, anyway, good for you.
That's
what I'm saying.
Anyways, it's very like slippy feeling, but I think a nice long sleeve genre.
Yeah, I think that's a really good choice.
Yeah. Pardon me?
You also I don't see you wear a lot of black. Is that black?
It's like pure black.
Yeah, I never see you wear a lot of black, which is funny because I wear nothing but black.
Yeah.
We're kind of matching today. Stripes.
I know it. I noticed that.
Stripe queens. Stripes. I never wear stripes either.
I wear a lot of stripes when I wear this shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I also have another stripe button up, but those are the only stripes that I wear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. I love that you got all those at Swaps.
Yeah.
Which is perfect because that's what we wanted to kind of talk about today.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just wanted to talk about where we find affordable fabrics in our areas because, and like other things that fall in that line, because we love our high-end fashion. Fabric stores, those are great, but we're also two broke ass bitches, and sometimes we don't have the money to go and buy the really beautiful, most hip things. So we pivot.
Yeah. We adapt. We're resilient. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Did you hit your head?
No.
Yeah.
What am I going to hit my head on?
I don't know. I was like, is there something behind you?
No, this candle just fell.
Okay.
When I took my coffee.
We're a hot mess today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like, I feel like that's a thing too, because I feel like a lot of people, when like they share a lot of their makes and stuff, and they're just like, yeah, and then like I bought this like Merchant and Mills linen, like Merchant and Mills is so expensive, and like everything, I don't know, it's just
this stuff's like amazing, but I cannot, not a lot of stuff that I have, if anything, is bought from really nice fabric store, like,
yeah,
I have a few, mostly stuff that I've gifted, and I have made things out of nice fabric, but it was kind of when I was like newer to sewing, and I wouldn't really sew muslin, and I would just go right into sewing, like whatever. I would just go right into and then I would spend all this money on really expensive fabric that I'd be really excited about, and then I would put it on and it wouldn't fit me at all. I'd be like, oh, that was like a waste of $100 for this shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. If it wasn't for other places, I definitely wouldn't be able to sew as much as I do.
Yeah. Yeah, same. And I feel like, I mean, it is nice to like treat yourself.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely worth, when you can. But I think it's important to highlight how expensive it is to make your own clothes, because a lot of people think it's really cheap, and the reality is it's just not.
Yeah.
And even if you're not even counting like the fabric, like you can go and buy like affordable fabric somewhere, but also like maybe your needle got dull, or you don't have the right size needle for that, or you want to get like thread that will last as long as the fabric and stuff, like the fret or buttons, or there's just like so many other things to take into account.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, even just like I don't know, when people like get into sewing and they're like, okay, what do I need? And you're like, okay, well, you do need a machine, and then like, I'm very much a fan of like make do with what you have, but I feel like there are also some really key things that it's like good to have if you want to sew, and like
there are so many things that yeah, there are so many things that I have in my house that help me with my sewing that I wouldn't have them if I didn't live with Tess.
Yeah.
Like when I moved, like for anyone listening or watching, like when I moved into where I was moving into, one of the big bonuses or like a highlight for me was like the fact that the main housemate, like we have like a sewing room and she had it like fully stocked, and she was kind of like, we can share this space, and like she's very kind and lets me, like, I don't use like her nicest things. But having like cutting mats, having like rotate, there was just like a lot of things that I didn't even know existed to help. And I've used them, and like in times I've like replaced things as I've like, I just replaced like the little roll, I forget what they're called.
Like the blades?
Yeah, like I replaced like blades and stuff. But I'm like, there's so many things that I use that I've just like discovered and picked up along the way that I wouldn't have even known existed to use to be like nearly as helpful. And I still will use things like when I don't have them and stuff, and it's like a big help. And honestly, it has saved me a lot of like money and stuff.
Yeah.
In the past.
Yeah, she's expensive, yo.
Oh yeah, I've started like getting my own and stuff like that, or like I've started like trying to like replace things or whatever when I can.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are some places? Where are some places you like to go to? Or even, I guess you probably know places all over Nova Scotia too, or maybe just like mostly Halifax.
I would say mostly Halifax. Like I feel like
some places in the South Shore. Or no.
Yeah.
No, I'm thinking yarn.
Okay, yeah, I was like, yeah. Well, I have, like, I feel like a big place I shop for fabric is just like the thrift store.
Yeah, you do get a lot of stuff at, like Value Village even.
Yeah, VV Boutique, Mission Mart, which is like, in Bears Lake here.
Mission Mart? I've never heard of this place.
I think it's newer-ish.
Yeah.
And it is kind of like it's like sort of like a Catholic volunteer run thrift store, but they like all the proceeds from it go toward the Parker Street Food Bank, I think, or something. Like it basically, like all of the proceeds from it, because they have like volunteers who work there, so all the proceeds from it actually go towards like it's like a food kitchen.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's like it actually is a fundraiser for a food kitchen. So I prefer that over Value Village.
Value Village, yeah, for sure. Especially now, who owns Value Village now? Does Walmart?
Walmart, yeah. The Waltons.
Did you guys really need Value Village too? Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I know.
Anyway, so I feel like I've been pretty lucky. Like I have that one dress I made that's like super long maxi. It's the Wilder gown, and I got.
Is that the one that you made the matching head thing? Yeah. That is one of my favorite makes that you've made, and that's made out of like bed sheets, right?
It's not bed sheets, but it is. I got it it was just fabric. It was like it was just like a synthetic something. But I got like 5 meters of it at Value Village. Really random.
That's wild. When you sent me that picture, every time I see that picture of you with like your little crown thing on and stuff, it reminds me of like the outfits that either like Cinderella's sisters wore, because they kind of had like a head thing, or like the princesses in the Swan Princess, that movie, and then there's a ball. There's like a ball at the beginning, and all these like princesses come out, and they look really silly, but they're like dancing out of their carriages and stuff, and they all have kind of like fat ass headbands at the top. Anyway, it just reminds me of that aesthetic so much.
Disney princess.
Yeah, Disney princess, but make it like cottagecore.
Anyway, so that was thrifted. So I feel like I've had some good Value Village finds, or Mission Mart. Mission Mart has been better, I would say. But also, yeah, just like swaps. So like Patch does their swap every year. I've like been to a couple swaps with some buddies and stuff, which is also nice because like I feel like you have stuff in your stash where you're like, I don't care about this anymore, and or I don't want it, or this is my style. But then you bring it to a swap, and someone immediately is like, I love that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I feel like those are like the best. Like you find so many gems, and also the patch swaps. So many people bring like
good. I'm sure it's like really good quality. Like because the people that go to Pat, it's really good quality material.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I feel like that's my main source. I mean, obviously for swaps, you need to have something to swap. But I've also just brought like thrifted fabric and stuff before, and it's very like, it's not really about like what the value of it is. It's just kind of like, what is the value for other people. So yeah, I don't know. Those are kind of my sources. How about you?
Yeah, well, since we're on like sorry, I'm just looking at like my groups.
Yeah.
Yeah, so while we're on the topic of clothing swaps, I did just want to shout the it's either Bay Area Sewist or Handmade Millennial. She's doing
on Instagram.
Yeah, on Instagram. At least she was promoting. Let's see. Yeah, so she is like promoting a fabric swap for July 14th.
Oh, nice.
So that's, if you're in the Bay, they're doing a fabric swap July 14th from 1 to 3 p.m.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I think there's some like rules and stuff, but you can just like pop onto Handmade Millennials like Instagram, and there are like the rules, like, you know, it has to be like over 1 yard. You have to like label what kind of yarn it is. But yeah, it's super close to BART too, which is like our train system, so that's like very accessible for anyone to get to. So I just wanted to like shout out that event. I know I'm gonna try and be there. I love clothing swaps. So I actually just joined like the Bay Area Sewists community, so I'm gonna try and keep up to date with any swaps that are happening there. And then like as far as like affordable fabric stores, I am not super familiar with any in Oakland just because I don't live there, so I don't go out of my way to go to Oakland for discount fabric stores. I normally just go there to go to Stone Mountain. But you know, I should look for some there. But I do have some in San Francisco to recommend. There is it's called like Mission Fabrics, I believe. What?
Oh, it's at the Mission.
Yo,
I know it's a different Mission in San Francisco. Here's the Catholic Mission, but
oh, sorry. It's called, okay, don't knock the Mission. The Mission is like the best place in San Francisco. Cute houses, like tacos on tacos. Like you don't even know. So many tacos. Good shopping, great thrifting, really good thrifting. Like so many local, like mom and pop shops. Anyway, I love the Mission. Anyway, so sorry, it's not Mission.
As a side note, every time like David and I talk about like just like you being in San Francisco and stuff, he's always like, I wonder if Brianna's like getting tacos in the Mission. I don't even know where he got that, but
because I think they're like, my ex used to live in the Mission, and so I think there were many times where like Friday afternoons or something, I would be like FaceTiming you guys and I would just like go and get a couple tacos and like go to the park and FaceTime you guys while I'm eating tacos. I think that's where that came from. Anyway, so I misnamed that store. It's actually called Fabric Outlet, and it is in the Mission.
Nice.
It is this. It's like in the basement. They have what I really like. It's really big. They're pretty helpful there too. A lot of people who go to like Burning Man and stuff go there because they have a lot of really fun like. I'm not a burner by any means, but they have a lot of super fun like costume things. They have a lot of like my housemate has made actually some really beautiful like tops and stuff because they have a lot of really like elegant like sequency things. She just has stuff from that place that I'm like, wow, I can't believe you found that there. And she has made some really beautiful pieces out of it. So they have a lot. They have everything. They have like canvas and everything there is cheap. And then they normally also have an additional 25 to 50% off like everything there. Wow. So that's I think that's my favorite fabric place to go to in San Francisco. That is like when you're balling on a budget. They have so much, and it's pretty well labeled given like, there's also Fabrix that's pretty close to me. That's on Clement. They have some good stuff. My only thing is, the stuff there's not labeled, and it's a smaller store. And then the other place that's really good, Discount Fabrics. That's in the, I don't know, kind of like Dog Patchy area. Discount Fabrics, that is another huge place. It's a little overwhelming. Their place is kind of in between with like labeling. I find it's pretty okay. They have really good, they're a good place to go to if you need like notions or like mats and stuff like that. They have a lot of stuff there that's not just fabrics, whereas like the other place I was talking about in the Mission, Fabric Outlet, I like to go there for fabrics. And then another really good place, this is just like crafting in general, and I feel like most people, if you're local, know this, but Scrap SF is really, really good. They have, I mean, the fabric that I showed you, I got all that fabric for $2. All of it. It literally was $2. Yeah. There was like this big thing of elastic there, and it was $10, and I was like, this is too, I mean, it was just labeled that, but I think it was their, like, you can get some great stuff there really, really cheap. My housemate has got all of our cutting mats. Like, those are normally like $60, right? They're pretty expensive. She's gotten all of our house mats there, and I like the grading rulers and stuff, the see-through rulers, she's got those there. So it can be very, very hit and miss, but if you catch it on a good day, you can get some really good stuff like for nothing. So I do recommend Scrap as well for stuff like that. Muslin material, like honestly, just like, if you just need to, like stuff to practice with, or and they just have like good craft stuff in general. Anyway, those are my recommendations for the bay.
Nice.
For balling on a budget.
I love it. I feel like that's one thing, like Halifax is a city, but it's obviously not a big urban city like San Francisco, or like even like I know like Toronto has some stores like that. Like I just feel like there's like, that's one thing that we don't really have, is like a lot of like discount fabric stores. It seems like a very big city thing. San
Francisco's still pretty small, I think. But there's a lot of like fashion stuff happening here. I think. There's like art schools and stuff too, so that's really, I feel like that creates a big need for it. It is a big pro. When you come here, we'll shop it. We'll shop it. You know, be one of those people that brings an extra suitcase to
fabric.
Bring home all your fabric.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Well,
those are my local recs.
nice.
Discount Fabrix, Fabric Outlet.
I guess
Fabrix with an X and Scrap. Just
one
depends
thing.
what you're looking for.
Yeah. Great. We also have here Atlantic Fabrics, which is like, it's also like, I don't know. I've always kind of been like, what's the vibe here? Like, isn't like they have a lot of quilting stuff, and then they do have some garment fabric, and some of it's like seems decent, and then some of it's like a bit hit or miss. So I'm always like, is this sort of like a outlet spot? Like, what's the vision here? But
I feel like, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes they have good stuff, and then sometimes, sometimes they have good and cheap stuff, and sometimes they just have cheap stuff, and sometimes they don't have anything good. And like, it's not like Fabricville where it's like, I know if I have a specific thing in mind, I can kind of like go there, and they'll have at least like probably a basic version of something. Like, yeah, I don't know, like for a long time I was trying to find like just like canvas in any kind of color that wasn't just like natural.
Yeah.
And yeah, they didn't have any, basically. I was trying to make like project bags and stuff, and they didn't like.
That's too bad, because canvas is something I feel like, if any, like affordable, if there's anything an affordable place is going to carry, it is cotton and canvas.
Yeah. Well, I was like, canvas is so basic, and I was like, do you guys have canvas? And they were like, just like white, like natural, and that's it. So anyway, so it's like, it is hit or miss, that place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, they do have sales a lot. Like a lot. Like it's usually like something's usually like 20% off.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like that's like the closest thing we have to an outlet.
I have a question. If you are making quilted, like, I don't know, even like a blanket, like a quilt blanket, but like I'm looking at making a jacket that has like a quilted lining.
Yep.
Which jacket is it that I want to make? I guess it doesn't really matter. I think it's Judy. Yeah, daughter Judy patterns. There's a jacket in there I want to make for Carlos that looks really, really cute, but it's a lined quilt. It's a quilted line, which I know you can just buy like quilted liner, but I want to make it. If you're making quilt, do you need a quilting machine, or can you?
No.
Then why do they make? Because yeah, my friend was looking at one, and she was choosing between like a heavy duty sewing machine, and then there's also like a quilting sewing machine mixture. And I was just like, I've always known that they've existed, but I'm like, do you really need a quilting? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
You don't.
I mean, I feel like,
I guess I just don't understand the purpose of it.
I don't know a lot. I think some of them have like bigger tables, like, because your like sewing machine has like an area that the fabric sits on. So I feel like I've seen.
Yeah, that's what I've seen the difference. Like they just have like bigger extended permanent tables that you don't take.
Which is like, having quilted one thing before on my machine, like,
I'm sure it makes it helpful when you're putting everything together. Yeah, like my mom's made quilts, kind of like, and flat. My mom has made quilts, and she will only make them when she can go to Patch to make them and use their machines. And I'm just like, what's the deal?
Yeah, I think just like that does help a little bit, especially if you're making a bigger quilt, because you're just like managing a lot of fabric, a lot.
Yeah.
And I would say if it was something you were doing a lot, like my main thing is like making quilts, like it's probably like anything. Like there's like the specialized tool, and if you're gonna do it a lot, it probably is worth having it. But if you're not gonna do it that much, you can kind of make do with a regular machine.
Yeah.
A lot of machines have like walking foot, or yeah, walking. Well, you can get like walking foot attachments, which help. And they have like the little guides, like the little metal things to help with like spacing and stuff.
Okay.
Anyways, you can pretty much get a lot of quilting done on a normal machine.
Okay. Yeah.
Moral story. So if you are going to quilt, you can use your machine.
Yeah. I'm not quilting it. I was just like wondering that. Yeah, I'm just going to quilt maybe the lining of this jacket, which I made a mistake. It's not the Judy. It's not one by Judy Daughter. It's the Friday Pattern Company.
Is it the Ilford?
No, because that is originally I was going to, but then I was just like, that's made for like a woman's body, and I didn't want to have to make the adjustments for him since I've never made a jacket before.
Right.
So
I thought that Ilford was like unisex.
No. Well, there is I think you can. They put the adjustments for it.
Okay.
Or something. I don't know. Or you have to know how to adjust it. Yeah. Anyway, I just didn't know how to do that when I was looking at it, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do that for my first jacket. So, but they have the Beachcomber jacket.
Oh yeah, like their new little set.
Yeah, it's really cute. I just didn't know how I felt about the cuffs, which is why I was looking at the Ilford jacket. That's what I was going to do first, just because I didn't know how I felt about the cuffs. But then I was just like, I really don't want to make adjustments. I barely know how to make adjustments on myself, let alone like someone who's built completely different from me.
Right.
So yeah, I'm going to make the Beachcomber jacket. And I think it's super cute. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, I'm going to make that.
Yeah,
I think that'll be a really fun project.
Is that like next on your roster?
Yeah, I was thinking for like fall, because then maybe it could be like anniversary gift or something. Our anniversary's in August, so maybe I can make it for like then or something. Yeah.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
Cute.
It'll still be a surprise for him because there's no way he's listening to an hour and 15 minutes of it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I know my man's if there's one thing I know, it's that he has ADHD and cannot focus on two girls talking for an hour and 15 minutes about sewing.
Yeah, fair. This is where we're going to bury all our secrets. It's just like hour 15 of the podcast.
That's fair.
If you're listening at this point, wow. You get all the tea. I feel like that was everything we wanted to chat about today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We covered everything.
Yeah.
Cool.
Any last thoughts? Feelings? Ideas?
I don't think so. I was trying to think of other clothing swaps, but I don't know of any around. If anyone's still listening, maybe and they know of any clothing swaps happening in the area, I know we would like to hear about them. So maybe you can post them in the comments, and we'll repost about them.
Do you mean clothing swaps or fabric swaps?
Sorry, did I say clothing swaps? I meant to say fabric. If there are any fabric swaps, post. And then we'll repost them in our stories too.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the word out.
Yes. Or send us a DM.
Yeah. But clothing swaps too, we love a clothing swap.
Yeah, totally. Well, I feel like I'm mixed on clothing swaps, but I like the idea of clothing swaps.
Yeah, it's very hard to get like size inclusive clothing at fabric swaps. Yeah. It's really difficult for sure. But every now and then you come across a good thing, or some people have things that are like oversized for them, but that they like might fit you or whatever. I remember last time I went to a clothing swap and I thought I finally found a pair of pants in my size, and I was like, yes, a 34 Levi's might fit me. And then I take them home and I couldn't get them halfway up my leg, and I was just like, okay, I knew that it's a little bit touch and go with Levi's for me, but I didn't know it was this much. And then I look, and then I see like written in big bold letters, Grant, and I was like, oh, that's my friend's partner. And I was just like, these are men's pants. And I was just like, yeah, I knew it was too good to be true because clothing swaps are never super lucky for me.
Yeah. I feel the same.
But, you know, there's also like some people put on like plus size ones too and stuff, which is good.
Yeah.
Sometimes they
yeah. Or I feel like they're at least intentional. I feel like that's the thing is like when I feel like they have to be intentional about
be like all sizes welcome or like we need more. We need like we always have these sizes. If there are people in these size range, like this is encouraged and welcomed.
Yeah. Because I feel like especially if they source clothes from different people, like I feel like a lot of plus size people don't go to them because they're like, okay, there's not going to be anything for me, and then that just perpetuates.
I mean, I know that's why I don't go to clothing swaps. I'm always just like, there's nothing above like a size like 10. Yeah. We need more people out there.
Yeah. Go to clothing swaps. Yeah. And also, if you're hosting clothing swaps, be intentional about being size inclusive.
Yeah. And like, don't shy away from it. Like, please, like, don't be like, oh, that's a touchy subject. So like, I'm just going to like say clothing swap. No, like say that you want plus size clothing, that you want clothing like above the size, like size 14 and above, like, because it's very much needed.
100%.
Like all my friends get the cutest things from clothing swaps and they're just like, yeah, you just need to go. And I'm just like, there's literally nothing, like, and it's very hard to get that point across. So please, if you're having clothing swaps, if you're a thrifter, like, please find things and like suggest things for these people, because we need, like, we want to dress cool too. And also maybe if you're like a size small, extra small, don't go and pick out the stuff that's 2XL, because those are the things that like fit us. And like, just be mindful of that too.
Honestly,
just want to put that in there.
That's something that bothers me so much, because like when people are like, I just went and bought like a giant like oversized garment and then like refit it for me. It's like, okay, that's great, but like great to see DIY, but like
there are so many clothes out there.
They're so slim.
Like when you go to like, they're so slim.
When you go to like Value Village and it's just like, or whatever thrift store, and it's like the small, medium, large are so big, and then you go to like the XL, XXL, and it's like literally like this, and you're like, wow, okay, perfect.
Exactly. Like there's nothing for us. So please be mindful of that, consumers as well, not just like, Anyway, on that note.
I just want to say one little thing. Also, it's getting really dark here. Sorry.
It is?
Yeah.
What time is it?
Well, it's 6.
Yeah, what time does the sun set there?
I think like after 8 still, but it's really overcast today, so it got really dark. But yeah, I guess all I wanted to say was like, to our watchers, our listeners, thanks so much for all the love on our first episode. I feel like we didn't say that before, but we got like so many great comments, and like everyone was really super loving and encouraging.
Everyone's been very loving and supportive.
I know I felt the love. I don't want to speak for Brianna, but I felt
I definitely did.
And it was really encouraging. So thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. And Brianna, thanks for chatting with me.
Thanks for chatting with me.
And also, if you want to also sew a genre with us.
If you want to hop on the train with us, should we maybe we can set a date that we're going to start it by? Or no, we don't have to do that. That's too type A. We can just say we're going to start this together. So if you guys are also going to do that, we can repost what, or if you want to post and like, you know, put like tag us or something, we'll do our best to repost you as well.
Yeah.
Or if you have any tips or tricks you want to, because I've never done collars and I was reading about how they can be kind of finicky to get like that angle. Anyway,
Yeah,
so yeah, if anyone has any tips or tricks too, we would love to hear them.
100%.
Yep.
Yeah. It's the Summer of Genra, so we'd love to see what we make.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye.